water has boiled as well. Perfect. Alright. Hello, Draco Kraken. How are you? I hope you're doing well. It's just me again. It's just me again. Which is fine. This time I've got a couple of videos that are actually things to talk about. Wahoo! Not that I didn't last time, but you know what I mean. Hopefully they don't turn out to be flops. I doubt it. But we shall see, won't we? Hmm? You're gonna find out just like me, in real time. It's gonna be great. You'll love it. I'm sure. Why the fuck am I getting an ad for Pete Davidson's socks on my phone? What is happening? Hello? Anyway, aside from that, I hope everybody's doing well because the Labor Day weekend is coming up, which is good. Tomorrow I'm going to do a bunch of editing because I have to. I haven't had the time, but now since Labor Day weekend, I can stay up and do everything I need to. So, that's good. Because I have Monday off technically, which is good. I need it. Surely it can't be as rough as last time. Surely it couldn't be as rough as last time. I'm sure that the fact that there's only like 5 views on last episode doesn't mean anything. Surely it can't be as rough as last time. No, it'll be fine. These are videos from a couple of people that we have covered a couple of times, and it's some interesting stuff, hopefully, that we have that we're going to be covering, because 6 plus 4 equals 10. So, that's pretty cool. You actually get to DM Pathfinder again tomorrow for 2 people. Lost a guy, that sucks. But I'm glad that you get to DM Pathfinder tomorrow. That's cool. That's awesome. Hello, Timothy. Pathfinder, good game. People like Pathfinder. People should like Pathfinder. It's a good game. But yeah. So, I've been playing Darksiders 2 again. I never finished it before. So, because Darksiders 4 is coming, I think, which I have no faith in it being good, but Darksiders 3 I had no faith in being good, and apparently it was pretty enjoyable. So I've yet to play it, because I figured I'd play through Darksiders 2 and actually finish it, because I played Darksiders 1 100%. It was great. It was a good time. And Darksiders 2 is really fun. So I want to play it. Classic game indeed. How's it going, Alejo? It's going. I am awake. Yeah, no, next week and the entire rest of the next month, I'm going to be pulling 10 to 12 hour shifts every day, basically. Because training. So yeah, it's going to be a whole thing. But that's okay. It just means that I probably won't have time / energy to do things during the week. If during the weekend. We shall see. But it's gonna be a whole fucking time. So, I promise I will be only just slightly disgruntled for the show. It'll be great. I'll love it. Hey, Chara. The major problems are here. Are what you're looking for. Here I am. Harsh truths, too. Yeah, there you go. Hey, ready. Well, welcome everybody. Gotta hate required overtime. It's because I'm like one of the only people who knows how to do something. So, that's okay. That's fine. Hey, as long as I get overtime pay, that's all that really matters, you know? Hey Dave, how you doing? All right. Well, welcome everybody to Table Talk Discussion and Discourse. I, as always, am your host, Alejo, aka Great on 95, and it's you and me and the videos today. If misspelling here could be the first problem. True. If the boys do come by, they are welcome to hop in, as usual, of course. But I don't know if they will because Boo has been burned out rather recently, and Aiden is in the middle of getting settled himself. So, or at least he was before. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, a week is probably not enough time if I had to assume. But, you know, hello, Full Metal Dragon. But yeah, so it is just me here for you. We're going to go over a few things. Hello, Entropy. We're going to go over a few things. 6 plus 4 equals 10. Everybody knows this. That is just maths. And and so we're going to check out 6 harsh truths. Now, what a start, because I know it's supposed to fade in to become not blurry, but what a start. 6 harsh truths of D&D featuring Professor Dungeon Master. This was from Bob World Builder. This was a month ago that this came out. Hello, Shin. Hi. So this came out a month ago, and I saw it, and I was like, well, I'm gonna save that for later, because it's Bob and it's Professor Dungeon Master. Famously, Professor Dungeon Master has been an interesting guy that we have covered, you know, creating the make every room the same DC for basically everything by rolling out a D20, and Bob for just hating D&D these days, which is very interesting. Something that we have, and not hating necessarily, but you know what I mean. Something that we have covered a couple of times here. So, it'll be interesting to see, excuse me, it'll be interesting to see what they have to say. What are these harsh truths that they could give us in under 10 minutes? Under 10 minutes. Look at them being buddies, yeah. It's more as like a setup for this old house. Yeah. Was he a member of the League of D&D Doom? Can't remember. Professor Dungeon Master was. Bob never made it. I don't think. I don't think he ever got to that point, because he was fine for a while. These days, he just kind of tells you about other things, which is fair enough. But usually it's in the way of harshing D&D. Like going after things, or promoting things over D&D, which is fine as well. I don't mind that. It's just, I don't know. It's hard to parse sometimes. So, let us begin these 6 harsh truths to get us through 6, and then we can add 4. Bob has the best hair. He does have very good hair. This is true. I wish my hair was as good as his. I actually got mine cut Monday. So no. Yeah, it was this week. Oh jeez, I don't even know. What is time? I got my hair cut, so I was like, man, you know. Bob used to be only pro 5e for a long time, so I ignored his channel. So he was always like pretty pro 5e in the sense of like homebrewing stuff, right? So I don't know. I wouldn't say that he was like he understood that there were some issues, because obviously he homebrewed everything. But there were some times. Anyway, let us begin.
I'm Bob, and I'm here with Professor DM, and he just told me the craziest thing.
Your players are selfish jerks.
What a start. What a good start. What an absolutely fantastic start. What the fuck are we doing? Okay, thank you very much. Let's go, Wholesome Bob. How are you gonna spin this?
And today, we'll find out why. The question was, how do I convince my group to play anything other than 5e?
So Matt Colville just did a great video about this a couple months back called The Forever DM. I think it's great.
That was a great video. That was a great video? Oh, man. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. We did actually, I covered this. I think it was just me. I don't actually remember, but we covered this. This was sent to us, as something to look over. Was it just me, or was Aiden there too? I actually can't remember. Either way, it doesn't matter. We did actually cover this video. It wasn't great. So, okay. Would you call me? Yeah, exactly. Maybe Professor DM is a terrible judge of character. Oh, yeah, more than likely, yeah. But, okay. So here's the thing, right? Here's the actual answer. If your players aren't interested in playing anything other than 5e, that's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. Like, you can get them interested in other things, but it's not like it's a big deal, right? If you're bored of playing 5e, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Just take a break. Just take a little break, for a little while. And get back to it maybe later. Or just, you can just, like, I don't know if you guys know this, but you can just stop if you want to. You can, like, stop playing the game if you want to for a little bit. Just to, like, get back into it. That's fine. Alternatively, you can lure them in with things that are similar, such as any of the other fantasy RPGs that are out there. Slash, you could try to find something else that they're all interested in, potentially. I don't know. It really just depends, right? I don't think, so with this selfish thing, you've set a tone. I wouldn't call any players selfish, over not wanting to, or wanting to just play 5e. What a strange thing to start with. Thank you for coloring this video so far. I appreciate you. Here we go.
AJ, I think it's one of the best videos he ever did. I'm going to give you a shorter version of it because it takes about a half an hour or so.
He builds the argument very well.
Yeah, he builds the argument and then he lets out his rage. But I don't have as much time, so I'm just going to let the rage flow.
Can we talk about sound mixing really quick? Is it just me, or is this, like, horribly mixed? Hold on. I'm going to turn up my volume, like my personal volume, to see if I can, like, tell what's going on.
Then he lets out his rage. But I don't have as much time, so I'm just going to let the rage flow. Underlying...
So, it's not the worst thing in the world. Hello, Pizza Funk. It's not the worst thing in the world, but I actually, like, I don't know. I don't like that it's, like, basically the same level as his voice. You can still make out his voice enough, but I feel like it's too loud still. But either way.
That question is the premise that the player should decide what the game master is always going to run. And I think that's selfish. If you were deciding to go to a movie, it wouldn't be like, okay, what movie do you want to see? Ryan, Susan, Scotty. Oh, but Bob, we're not going to ask you. You're going to go to the movie. You're going to drive us to the movie. You're going to...
Okay, it's a different experience. But I get that. I do understand that, like, yes, if you don't include the person who's running the game to run something that they want to run, I guess, it can be considered that way, but I wouldn't automatically assume and ascribe selfishness to the actions of the players. Sure, they can be comfortable with the game and they don't want to play anything else because it's what they like playing. You as a dungeon master might want to break away from it. That is fine. And if you can't, that is unfortunate. Like I said, take a break at that point. Like, get yourself to the point where you might want to play the game again. If you can break away to play a different game with different people, also you could do that. Like, that's an option, right? Is Bob supposed to be performing the movie in this scenario? No. It's literally just like, hey, you are a part of the group, but we all have decided what we're going to go and see, and we haven't asked you at all, and you're just going to come along. That's the entire premise of this part. Which is like, okay, yeah, sure, I guess. But that's, I don't know. The game doesn't happen without the person running it, right? If the person doesn't run it, like, it's literally... A better analogy would be, hey, we all want to go see a movie. Bob, you own the theater. We only want to see this one movie, and if you don't show it, we won't go. Like, that's it. I don't know. Like, sure. Why does this feel like a third person is gonna walk in on camera like a sitcom? Oh my god, yes, that'd be so funny. Where I don't know where they are, by the way. I love this like setting. This is a great framing for a video. I feel like it should be zoomed in a little bit more, but I like the outdoor aesthetic that Bob has been going for these days. That's like the one thing that I'm pleased about a lot of the times.
Pay for the movie. You're gonna get the popcorn. You're gonna do everything, and we'll just sit back and enjoy it.
Right.
It's the whole.
But you're okay. So here's the other thing. You're saying that they are gonna sit back and enjoy it. It's like, well, they're actively a part of the thing, so they aren't just sitting back and enjoying anything. Like, they are actively participating, and I would assume that you're trying to get them to give you ideas and all this kind of stuff and like engage with what you're presenting. Right? Like, it's not just that they're sitting there and, I guess, partaking, right? Like, I don't know. Nature is pretty nice. That's true.
Attitude that the game master is there to entertain the players and play
exclusively,
and
not the other way around.
And play what they want to play. Born game masters should say, if you want to run this game, you run it.
And if you really do want to run something else, then yeah, I think the premise is that your players, assuming they're your friends to some degree, should want you to be happy as well.
Okay, so yeah, to a degree, absolutely, you should want your friend to be happy, but like, that doesn't mean that you need to force a different game on other people just to make yourself happy, right? Like, you ask them nicely, like as a person does. You go, hey man, do you want to play a different game? You guys want to, like, try a different, like, genre, maybe? Like, we're still gonna do a TTRPG of some sort. But, like, we just do a different one. We just do it, like, maybe Old West style. Maybe we do it, like a sci-fi fantasy one. Maybe we do, like, a more realistic game. Maybe we do, like, a more eldritch horror game. Like, I don't know, man. Right? Like, we don't need to make it a big deal. Right? My eyes drawn to that bendy tree in the back. Yes. Isn't it great? I actually really like that tree. Enough Catan. Prepare for 6 hours of Twilight Imperium. Yes, exactly. Not sure I understand the choice of music. I haven't been paying attention, I'll be honest.
And again, you can't force them to do anything either, but
there you go.
if you can get together one or two of the people from your regular group to try that new system you want to play, I think that's the start you should at least be looking for. Much like your list of questions, we got some Monty Python references in here. What is his quest? But we can skip that one unless you have a quick answer. And we also have a question.
Why even? Okay, yeah, sure. That's a part. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Bob, by the way, for being the one who actually gives the reasonable thing to say. It's a little late, I would say, but yeah, sure.
From fellow creator Sly Flourish. Given the asymmetric dominance of YouTube and the struggle of creators to
What did you remove out of this comment, by the way? What did you, okay.
remain relevant through tricks like YouTube thumbnail hijinks and algorithmic rage baiting.
Oh, here we go.
What is your potential escape hatch from this dysfunctional relationship? What are other avenues to reach an audience without having to play a losing game against a $2 trillion company?
Wait, what the fuck? Sorry, what are we doing? First off, why are we hiding, like, what are we hiding here? He's a YouTuber. He's like he's a public YouTuber. What are you hiding here? What is this? What am I missing? Hold on. I gotta open YouTube. I don't know where you got all these comments from. I'm not looking for that. I'm just looking for what you're looking at. Like, if I go into the YouTube studio myself and, well, by the way, something else to note, we were going to do a stream, like, in the middle of the week, but YouTube was not letting me stream. It was very weird. They hide the time of the post. Why? Yeah, wait a minute. Why? Okay, I'm looking at it now. Yeah. What is that? Why are you hiding that? That's weird. Anyway, okay, let me actually read this comment. Given the asymmetric dominance of YouTube and the struggle of creators to remain relevant through tricks like YouTube thumbnail hijinks and algorithmic rage baiting. Okay. So here's the thing, man. Okay. Let me just let me show you guys a channel real quick that doesn't do that. Okay. You ever heard of Let Me Know? You ever heard, like, Let Me Know, who does, like, incredible fucking, like, videos? Who doesn't use, like, crazy... I have actually watched this. Oh, wait, no, I got to that point. I didn't watch it. I need to watch the rest of this. But, like, who does, like, incredibly good videos that don't rely on rage baiting or clickbaiting? I don't know. Like, that's something. That's an avenue, first off. Second off, if I go to... Hell, if I go to, like... I could just point to, like, Ginny D immediately and go, like, she doesn't do, like, clickbaity shit, usually. Because it's all about the title, right? Hold on. Ginny D. Okay. Now I get... Okay. Now, here's the thing. Okay. Looking at these thumbnails. All right. Looking at these thumbnails, I will say... Oh, that's so loud. With these thumbnails... by the way, this is because it's on my personal YouTube, so I'm not subscribed to my personal YouTube. I don't watch D&D content on my personal YouTube. But, like, sure. This is... Okay. I wouldn't call this clickbait. It's just true. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. You don't need this. That's true. Make it personal. Now, that one's a little bit more of a baity title, I guess, or baity thumbnail. Sure. They did it right. That doesn't seem like a... I guess it's fine. But, you know, like, we've got a couple of things like that. Who else can I point to? Who else can I point to? Give me other, like, creators to point to who do things successfully and don't rely on this kind of stuff. I don't know. Fucking Brogan does his stuff, and he's pretty successful. I wouldn't call his stuff clickbaity, usually. Maybe sometimes. Maybe sometimes. But, like, it's usually... Again, it's true, usually. We just, literally last week, all of the, like, other videos that I tried to go for were clickbait titles that made me click off. I don't know. Okay. The asymmetric dominance of YouTube. All right. And the struggles of creators to remain relevant through tricks like YouTube. So here's the thing. You will be relevant if you make good shit. This is the thing. We are not relevant. We have a shit show. And we play fucking video games that we want to play. We don't do anything, like... we don't do anything different or unique, okay? But people who want to remain relevant just need to make good content, okay? Yeah, you can... With the tricks and stuff, you can trick people into thinking you make good content, and potentially you are, but, like, you will be relevant. What is your potential escape hatch from this dysfunctional relationship? I don't know. Fucking do a good job, I guess. Right? What other avenues are there to reach an audience without having to play a losing game against a $2 trillion company? What? I don't know. I don't know. What are you talking about? If we're talking about just video creation, don't do just YouTube. Like, diversify your platform. I don't like Twitch, but stream on Twitch. That does help. It's pretty good for it. Fucking, I don't know. You have your Patreons, like, relevancy at that point, I don't know. Just make good shit. There's this one channel, TableTalk. They're totally farming the algorithm. That's true. That's us. We're doing that. Yeah, when I put in fucking like the last video, or I put in the thumbnail here, which is 6 plus 4 equals D&D. I should have just put 6 plus 4 equals D&D, actually. Oh, I want to change the thumbnail now. That would have been funny. Anyway. But, like, I don't know.
To reach an audience without having to play.
It's stuff like this stuff, like, I understand creators are struggling to remain relevant, to continue to have their job. I do get that. I understand that that is a problem, and you should be worried about that, because you need to do that if you want this to continue to be your job. I get that. I do understand that. Please don't think that I'm like that I'm not aware of how that works. For the people who do this as an actual job, I think you'll be okay, because you're doing it to the point of like having a job, right? Go to, like, you just got to diversify a little bit to make it so that YouTube isn't your only source of revenue. It can't be. Because YouTube, like all of these platforms, is extremely fickle in that regard. Which is why this, like, what we do is not a job. This is our hobby. If it ever gets to the point where we're, like, doing a shit ton, I don't think I'm gonna, like, quit my job to, like, do this full time. You know? I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it's a good idea. Because this, like, job has not been around for a very long time. And who knows what it's gonna go through. Not to say that you can't. Not to say that they shouldn't. I'm just saying. It's a concern. Anyway. I'm listening to stuff on Spotify instead of YouTube as much as I can now because of the AI age verification thing. Oh, well, the AI age verification thing is going to be annoying, but it's also just one of those things where, I don't know, the people who are already, like, making videos and stuff have already done it. Like, they've given their ID and everything to, like, do that, so, I don't know. I think the AI age verification thing isn't going to affect anyone that's like us who, like, watch adult content, quote unquote, you know, like not things made for kids, I guess. I don't know. It should be fine. If you want custom thumbnails, you have to age verify. Okay, cool. That's fine. YouTube could nuke itself on any given day. Yeah, it's true. It is true. Anyway. Yeah, with the custom thumbnail stuff, like, I think I've already done that to, like, get all this shit ready to be used as we want to use it. So I don't know if age verification or anything is going to even affect me. I pay for YouTube Premium because I don't want to deal with ads, and it's just useful for the show and everything. So, like, they already know how old I am. They know everything about me. Hell, everybody knows everything about you already. Not to, like, fearmonger, but, like, legitimately, it's it's already a thing. Your privacy, if you've ever had any sort of social media account, is already fucked. So, sorry. And again, not to say that, like, it's a good thing necessarily for the AI stuff, but there's a few reasons why I can see that it's being done, you know? Anyway.
A losing game against a $2 trillion company.
Well, as you said in my video, it's kickstart your own game, which my game Deathbringer will be kickstarting it in 2026. But there's still a symbiotic.
Oh, I thought he had already made that game. Anyway.
Relationship where YouTube is used to promote that.
Of course.
So Matt Coville, like strongholds and followers, that's what he did. Now, Matt doesn't get into, oh, I don't like this game.
Right.
But because Matt was first, he has the first mover advantage. Totally breaks the mold of what most modern YouTube D&D videos do. They're very long, simple editing, simple thumbnail. It's just his face as a thumbnail.
Right.
He'll release a video every couple of months. And everyone, including me, we all watch it.
Yeah. So it's because he's already out of this game that Sly Flourish is talking about.
Yeah.
And I think actually a funny enough answer here could also be...
Wait. Okay. Matt Coville has a company. I don't think YouTube is his job anymore. He has like a company. Am I crazy? He can put out all that stuff because he has a company and he's creating these things. Now, is it because he was very successful? Like, wasn't he already employed before he started doing YouTube? Am I crazy? Hello? Hold on. Yeah, Colville wrote plots and scripts for some video games. He had some rep. Yeah, he was already, like, he's already got a job. And YouTube is not his, like, primary source of income. That's why he can just continue to do the things that he does. He worked at Turtle Rock Studios. Okay, thank you, yeah. I don't really think the age verification thing will affect me either, but from hell's own heart, I stab at YouTube. That is fair. That is honestly fair. I don't blame you at all. Thanks for being a great non-clickbait channel, by the way. Oh, we're probably also considered clickbait. I don't know. Yeah, okay. He was a former employee of Pandemic... This is all free information, by the way. Wikipedia. He's former employee at Pandemic Studios and Turtle Rock Studios, and now he's the head of writing and design at MCDM Productions, which is the thing that he founded in 2018. Like, he's good. He's fine. That's why he can get the fuck out of there. He also wrote the Decipher Star Trek RPG. Holy shit, that's awesome. Which, if I remember right, Turtle Rock made Evolve. Yo, if that's the case, I miss Evolve. Man, every day, you know? Evolve was awesome. Yeah, so, like, that's... I'm sorry, but he's, like, a poor choice for your example, because he was already pretty good beforehand. And then he was an industry head who also, like, was pretty good with his D&D stuff. So, like, yeah, he could put things out every now and then, but he was also, like, fine, you know? But yeah, okay. Anyway.
Go the Sly Flourish way, and you write your own blog for 10 or 15 years, and
To me, I don't know.
Yeah, so the idea is to do something else alongside with your YouTube stuff until you can do it stable, like as a stable thing. And if your other thing is more successful, that's great, but you just continue to do your other thing while you do YouTube on the side. That's just kind of, I feel like that's the better idea these days. I understand that not everybody wants to do that, and like that's not a great, you know, solution for everybody, but it does help. Like, it really makes it so that you don't have to, like, worry too much about your YouTube stuff, I guess. I don't know. Again, I get that if you want to be a creator full-time, and you want to do, like, and you're putting in the effort and everything, you want to be rewarded, and I agree with you that you should. YouTube is not the place, unfortunately, that's going to reward you consistently if you don't succeed early, you know? Like, it's a gamble. It's a super big gamble. You probably could be better off on Twitch, legitimately, than on YouTube financially. Like, financially speaking. But I have nothing to back that up. That's just what I think. And that's what I feel is the case. That's weird if they don't know what Matt was doing major stuff. I feel like, I don't know. It's just weird to bring him up as an example, I think. Anyway.
If this analogy is going to work, are you going to leave it in, or we could chop it up? That landing page, mine is not just Dungeons and Dragons, although a lot of it is. I like watches. I like sea turtles, financial stuff. So they're all competing, and so only one of a few videos are going to be selected. So you have to have a video that people click on instantaneously and don't let it wait till later. And I'm reminded of a big shift when I was a kid. MTV came out. Everything was radio, then you had MTV. And the first band to ever do a video on 35mm film was Duran Duran. They had a video called Hungry Like the Wolf. And the criticism of the band at the time was they weren't a real band because they weren't pictured playing their instruments, that they were somehow cheating.
Yeah.
But the way to advertise music had changed.
Yes.
And other bands that didn't change with that and refused to make videos.
Yeah.
They were left behind.
What was your process?
Okay, so I agree that you should utilize your okay. Before we get to this part, Professor Dungeon Master is correct. You should utilize your YouTube channel, if it is successful, to promote yourself creating other things. If that is your, like, what you want to do with your time. But that's the thing. That's not going to work for everybody. Because, like, and I don't know. Yes, you need to make a video that people are going to click on, but you also need to make it so that they continue to watch it. Because for everybody on YouTube, ads are the thing, man. You got to make sure that they are there for the ads. Like, yeah, sure. A lot of people use ad block, right? But mom and pop don't use ad block. Like, the main audience, the general mainstream audience, does not use ad block. Neither do they really watch YouTube a lot, I wouldn't say. But that's getting to be more and more the case, as far as I'm aware. And of course, correct me where I'm wrong. But you're going to be fine as long as you get the people to watch your videos for the ads. If we're talking about pure financial aspects, you just got to get them to continue to watch your video. You got to make it good enough to watch your video. It's not that it's good enough to then just click on. It also has to be there to keep them there, right? And you got to keep them watching. It's more than just click on the one video, you know? Use your YouTube channel to sell dice and mouse pads. That's right. Buy our dice. And coasters. That's right.
Process to make your own TTRPG, and how long did it take to finish, or at least feel like it was complete?
Why is this a harsh truth?
It's not finished yet.
Right, so we'll have to get back to that one, maybe.
No, the impetus is that people kept asking me for my house rules.
Yeah.
And eventually I wrote them up, and it's going to be really cool. 2026.
All right. As the guy
Oh,
who's
cool. Okay, that's it. Neat. What a way to sell it.
been widely identified as the creator of Universal Dungeon Terrain, Ultimate Dungeon Terrain. Right?
Ultimate Dungeon.
I know.
Oh, he's also made terrain. I'm sorry, this is news to me. Ultimate Dungeon Dungeon Terrain. Where's my... I just want to see, like, the... Can I have, like... Do you have, like, a website for this? Or... Is there... Do you not have a website for this? Is it just on... It's not on Etsy, is it? Is it just the Etsy stuff? Okay. Okay. So, as far as I can see, it's just on Etsy? No, this says made by Grip Mats. Hold on. Where the fuck is this? What if I put in Professor Dungeon Master? I apologize that you can't see what I'm doing. It's on Dungeon Craft. Where is it? Borders of the Realm? Is that where I need to go? Hold on. I'm really trying to figure out where the fuck you're supposed to find this. Okay, it looks like it's on bordersoftherealm.ca. Am I crazy? Hold on. Alright, so this is where I am. It's a little zoomed in. And it looks cool, don't get me wrong. I like the looks of these, like, terrains and stuff. I'm just not sure if this is exactly where I need to go to order it, or what I need to do. I guess I would have to find the video to look at it and, like, really know where I'm supposed to go. Delicious cake. It does look like cake. like I like what it looks like. Don't get me wrong. I actually really enjoy what it looks like. I'm unsure if this is the official stuff or not. It looks cool. It looks really cool. Hell yeah. Neat. If this is the stuff, it looks sick. Cool. So, yeah, he's utilized his channel to create terrain. Now that's cool. That is a neat thing to do. You just gotta, like, you know, have the aptitude to do that if that's something that you want to do going forward. This is the thing. If you just want to make your videos, really, then just make your videos and make them really good. If you want to branch out and do different things, that's great too. Please do that. And utilize your channel, if it gets successful, to promote that. That is smart. That is what you should be doing with it. But if you're not doing that, then just focus on making good shit. That's it. Making videos is sort of like getting your product sold at Walmart. Lots of other chips on the shelves. Making your own website is like having your own supermarket. That's how I look at it. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, make your own website. It's pretty cool. It's pretty easy too, usually. At one point I thought I would make games with RPG Maker and then let's play them on YouTube. The one problem with that plan is that I am way too lazy to actually do any of that. So that's the other thing. In order to be successful in YouTube, you have to be good at being your own boss. Sponsored by Squarespace. No. But yes, making a website is easy. But yeah, so in order to continue to be successful on YouTube, you have to have that mindset. You have to be your own boss. You have to make sure that you are actually doing it in a way that works in that way. You have to, like, get yourself an accountant. You have to do all these kinds of things. Like, make it so that you are your own boss. And not everybody is cut out for that. It's being self-employed is cool, but not everybody is cut out for it. That's just generally true about everything, really. Not everybody is cut out to do everything. You can do it. You can do all of these things. But it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to succeed, right? Everyone can run games, and you can succeed doing that because it's a creative endeavor. Right? A creative endeavor that is supposed to be fun for you and your friends. Alternatively, if we're talking about succeeding as a business person, you can start your own YouTube channel, but I wouldn't bank on it being a hit. Okay? Right? Like, it's just, you gotta be realistic.
Professor DM knows how to make UDT, but how exactly are you supposed to use it? I'd love to see a demonstration, especially using a system such as 5e that relies so heavily on the optional rule of gridded combat.
I have tons of videos where I show you how to use it.
Yeah.
One that you were in, the Lost
This is a harsh truth, my guy. So harsh.
City.
Right. Yeah.
Scotty demonstrates how to use it.
Mhm.
My Patreon, I tape my games and I show how to use it. But
I forgot to add honey to my tea, so it's cool now. So I'm going to be attempting to add honey to cool tea in a moment here. But just know that if you hear any anything like that, that is what's happening.
it's essentially you've got range bands, which is what Daggerheart uses.
Yeah. The thing with UDT is you're not using the grid. You're using close, near, far.
Right.
And with that locus in the middle of, like, here's where the action is, and then how far are you from that is the premise.
Locus, that's a good word.
Yeah.
But grid.
I'm thinking of loci. Loci is the plural. Never mind. I was going to say something, but we're good. Just being able to drink tea. Why can't you drink tea? I hope you can drink tea soon. If that's a, like, not permanent thing. I might just start making my own website if I start doing content to cut the middleman that hides your stuff Coke can't have ads on it, more creative possibilities. So here's the thing, right? YouTube isn't gonna like restrict your video necessarily if it's not ad friendly. It's just not gonna get out there to more people, right? So you have to work harder to get people to see it, right? The problem then is getting people to visit your website. How many of you have actually gone to our website? Like, actually gone in the description and gone to our website that I created, like, years ago at this point, that I am horrible at updating. You know? I tell you guys about it all the time. Whether or not you do it, that doesn't concern me. I don't care. That's fine, right? But it's, it is just something that is part of it. Like, you don't have to go there. There's nothing that really gets you to go there unless I start doing like a newsletter or something. Like something that actually incentivizes you to go to the site. Like, I tried to put the opens new tab. I have exactly. But like the only thing that really gets you there and lets you see everything and like would interest you to go there is if you had the interest. And I don't like, if you don't have the interest, that doesn't bother me at all. I try to keep it up to date for the people that do. I haven't been so successful at that because I've been a bit busy, but it is something that's there for those of you who want to have a one-stop shop to find all of the stuff that we do, you know? All the people that have been on, just information, right? As well as a way to listen to the audio-only stuff, right? And to get to all the other links and stuff, right? But otherwise, you have no reason to leave the YouTube page. You have no reason to leave YouTube, right? So, I don't know. I always like that you have a website, though. I appreciate that. But, yeah. I don't know. I understand that people wouldn't necessarily go to a website easily. Because it's like, well, I'm already on YouTube, and YouTube is where everything is, so why would I go to your website, right? Tea contributes to the kidney stone formation, apparently, so I can never drink it again. From the moment I understood the weakness of my kidneys, they disgusted me. I understand. I apologize. My boss actually had a kidney stone not too long ago and told me about it, and then it sounded horrible then, too. And I was like, damn, I hope I never get that. I really feel for those of you who have.
There are advantages to grids.
Yeah, absolutely.
And in terms of strategy. I don't think that's what role-playing games do best. Role-playing games are about immersion. And if you like grids, that's great. But if you want the game to be faster and more immersive, that's where the UDT comes in.
That's fair. I don't know if I necessarily equate something being faster, more immersive with non-grid necessarily. But because I can easily separate what is immersive for me and what isn't immersive for me, right? In the sense of, like, if it's got a grid, it doesn't take away from my immersion because I know that's part of the game and it needs to be there, at least for the way that we play. And if there isn't a grid, that's fine. I just need to understand that I have limited movement, and whether or not I can do something is up to the GM's discretion, right? Or storytellers, or whatever you want it to be. So that seems incredibly subjective, I think.
Professor DM, what is some media from your childhood that inspired you?
These are harsh truths, my guy. So harsh. What are we doing? Come on.
And what is some media that inspires you from today?
Raiders of the Lost Ark, which is, I discovered the first
Great movie.
year that I played Dungeons & Dragons. That inspired me. Because it's an adventure story.
Yeah. Traps.
It begins in the middle of the action.
Right.
Even though game designers talk about cinematic role play, they don't get the basics of cinema, which is of the Lucas Spielberg era of cinema, in medias res. You just begin in the middle of the action.
Why did you say in medias res? It's in media res, isn't it? That's how you say it? What the fuck what are we doing? Hello? Is that the harsh truth? That you don't say in media res the same way that most people say it? Am I crazy, by the way? Hold on. I've been saying it in media res. I see that it's actually in medias res. Oh my god, I've learned today. Oh my god. How do you okay. Because it's Latin, and it's actually with an S.
This is why it is said in medias res, in the middle of the thing.
Okay, that's weird. I apologize. I was wrong. It's not playing. I'm clicking on the play the thing and it's not. Hello? Okay. Star Wars is kind of boring to me nowadays. Am I broken? No. Star Wars is boring now because it's bad now. The classic stuff is still good, but I personally don't like watch it because I'm not a big Star Wars guy. Anyway. A harsh truth indeed. Yeah. We really did get a harsh truth out of this one. Yeah, we did. The harsh truth is that Raiders of the Lost Ark is very inspiring. That's harsh, yeah. Your campaign is the momentum of a runaway train. Why are you so successful? Exactly, dude. I don't know. Classic stuff is boring to me too. Oh, geez. Like in general? Because I don't find that to be the case for a lot of things, but I do find it to be the case for a lot for some. Star Wars being one of them.
Yeah.
And like Indiana Jones is already in the dungeon.
I'm thinking of like Jaws, I think is also Spielberg.
Yes.
Opening scene is like the teens out in the ocean at night and somebody immediately gets eaten.
Yeah, but it takes a little while to get to that point, I will say. Like, it does set up, like, they're on the beach for a while, and then she goes to take a swim, and then the guy, like, he's too drunk, so he, like, takes forever and falls asleep on the beach, and then, like, the shark comes up after a little while. Like, it does take a little bit to, like, set that up. That's not in medias res. Sorry, in medias res. I wouldn't say. I don't think that that's necessarily in the middle of the action. It does set the whole fucking thing up. There's a whole campfire and everything that you, like, pan around for a while. It's not... Bob! I'm convincing myself that you don't know what this is.
Like,
You start in the middle of the action.
yeah. Any modern media that you find particularly inspiring? Say anything from the last, like, 10 or 15 years.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
James Bond films.
Okay. Yeah.
Casino Royale is a great film. A good example is Mission Impossible 3 is a really good. It's a great opening.
Yeah.
Give me the rabbit's foot. You don't know what it is.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. But it's a very intense, like, interrogation scene.
Sure.
Go check it out. Other than the bare minimum of showing up on time,
Inspiration is a harsh truth. Oh, God, come on. I must confess to having a preference for Dune. I've never read Dune. I've never watched any of Dune. I hear good things about Dune. I would rather watch the samurai movies that inspired Lucas. Yeah, fair. That's absolutely fair. There's no, like, whatever you like, that's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Go watch, Seven Samurai, right? I haven't watched it myself yet. One day. I watched, I own, the classic movie monsters collection for Universal. So I watched Dracula and the Wolfman and the Invisible Man and, is it the Mummy? Isn't that the other one? I don't think I've watched the Mummy in that case. And if I did, I don't remember it at all. But, they're classics. I think I actually really like out of those three that I remember, I really like my vampires, but that's not why I think Dracula would go on top. I like Dracula, but I would say I like The Invisible Man, actually. Like, it's kind of silly. I think I like that one the most. Seven Samurai is fantastic. The modern remake known as Rebel Moon is not so good. Oh, don't even get me started. Rebel Moon. Don't watch it. My God.
Paying attention and not being weird. What makes someone a good...
Actually, no. You know what? I think I really like the Wolfman more than the Invisible Man, because there's a little bit of that that's interesting to me. I really like the mark of like the Wolfman in that movie and everything, like that whoever he's gonna kill gets like a mark on them that they have to contend with the fact that they're gonna die and all that shit. Like, that's a little interesting to me. I really like those classic horror movies. They're just kind of fun. Like, I don't find them scary or anything, but I like how they are, you know? Anyway, Vampires Forever, for sure. A real harsh truth would be finding out your inspirations are either aren't as good as you remember or have a little interest with your players. That is true. That is very true. Absolutely. You know what I need to rewatch to see if it's as good as I remember is the Bionicle movie. You guys remember the Bionicle movie, The Mask of Light? I really love Bionicle. What I should be investing in is buying more Bionicle. That should be where all my money goes, but I haven't been because I'm an idiot. Yes, exactly. But I used to watch the shit out of those movies. Like, I had them all. The first one is the best one from what I can remember. I actually own the PC game that was that first movie and everything. I never got to play Bionicle Online, but man, I wanted to. Man, oh man, right? Bionicle, great stuff. Fantastic stuff. Star Trek is more my speed as I get older. Absolutely, dude. Star Trek is amazing. That's why I own the classic. I own the next gen collection. I want to get DS9. It's only on DVD, but I'm going to get it. Because I've never watched through it all, and I'm getting really tired of the streaming shit, but I also am getting really tired of having to get up and replace the DVD in the DVD tray. But I want to get that. Voyager, I watched a little bit, and I'm not as big a fan of Voyager, but it's okay. And Enterprise, I watched like 2 episodes, and then it was like, I don't know about this, and I didn't give it more of that. And then all the newer stuff I haven't watched, and I don't care. I saw the one movie, and I was like, Yeah, take DS9 over Star Wars for sure. For sure, for sure. Are you kidding me? Absolutely. It's not even a competition. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked.
Good TTRPG player, as in it's nice to have them at the table. How can a DM cultivate a group of them and or turn someone into one?
This is going to be an interesting thing to actually, like, have him answer. DS9 is my favorite Trek show. It's the best one, like, unequivocally, according to most people. And I've yet to finish it, but from what I was watching, I was like, holy shit, this is pretty good. So, I want to get that. Also, hey, for those of you who are old heads and you want something to watch that you haven't watched, or if you have watched, go rewatch it. Go watch Columbo. My God, Columbo is great. I love that show so much, and I need to rewatch it. I have it on DVD. I have every single one. I bought the collection because I was like, fuck yeah, man. Columbo. Most women will tell you that you can't change a man, but those women are quitters. Man, Simpsons quotes have a lot of utility. I need to watch Simpsons as well, but yes, Simpsons quotes are literally, you can throw them in everywhere. They're great. Kirk and Spock is peak fan fiction. It's pretty good for it, I assume. Where's my love for Bones, though? Come on. Kirk and Spock, sure, cool. But Bones? Bones is the guy. I'm a doctor, not a mason! Fucking love Bones. That trio is great. Anyway.
Either they are new to the hobby or not, and what kind of game systems or stories can facilitate that. This is a good way to also like bring it all the way back from your players suck to how do we make a good player.
Wow, bring it all the way back from your players suck. I'm sorry, I never agreed to this, but yeah.
It's about understanding as a player that you're not competing with the game master and you're not competing with everyone else for their time. You are collaborating, and it's your job not just to entertain yourself. You want to work with the game master to help them bring their vision, whatever it is, to life. Understanding it's a collaborative process. So if the game master says, our game is going to be set in your courtiers in 15th century Venice, you don't show up with an anti-paladin called Deathbringer. And that you make a character that complements the other characters, and you give every player, you give them opportunities to shine.
Find ways to draw them into things you want to do, and you have a little bit of inkling of what their best skills are, so you can, you'd be good at trying this.
This is better than the beginning stuff, yes.
Just those little moments, I think.
Exactly, and instead of the game master saying, what do you want to do? A good player finds that quieter player and says, what do you want to do? And it's about consideration.
Well, okay, so to kind of push back a little bit, what you would also know is that good player is whether or not they're comfortable yet. You can try to draw them out and everything, but just make sure that they're, at the point where they want to engage in that sort of way. I don't know. Make sure that you're like talking with them and having conversation and everything, right? By the way, who is this guy? I've never seen this guy. Or no, I remember this guy, but he just wasn't there before. And he just stopped being there after a while. Right? This is old Critical Role. Who dat? I don't know who that is. Anyway.
One of the big mistakes game masters make is finding people who know role-playing games, as opposed to finding polite people, because they can always be taught to play.
He was in the very beginning, then got kicked out. Oh, here we go. It's so blurry, I can't read it. What is this? Orion Arcana? Or Araka? Akara. The Dragonborn Sorcerer. Oh! Isn't he the guy that they made into a villain? Am I crazy? No, it's the other guy. Because I feel like Tiberius? Am I thinking differently? Orion Akaba. Okay. Why did he get kicked out? Where'd he go? Did he do something bad? Is he a bad man? What happened? Anyway.
A role-playing game. And if someone's not working out in your group, you don't have to play with them.
Yeah.
That's true. Also... Sorry. What was that?
And it's about consideration. One of the big mistakes game masters make is finding people who know role-playing games.
Okay.
So finding people who know role-playing games is a mistake?
As opposed to finding polite people, because they can always be taught.
As opposed to finding polite people. That's kind of ridiculous, I would say. There's a lot of speculation. Oh, no. Okay, I won't go too far into it then. Just that it was a mutual parting. Okay. As long as it was mutual, that's fine. Never mind then. But yeah, so like, can we just not say that finding people who know role-playing games is a problem, rather than finding, like, you can be both, first off. But second off, I feel like dungeon masters who go to try to find the people who know how to play games is not a... Oh, it wasn't a mutual parting. Oh, I read that wrong. Oh, no. Oh, no. My apologies. My brain saw it was and was fine. Okay. Well. I pulled my shirt collar. And I say, yee. Oh, no. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate.
To play a role-playing game. And if someone's not working out in your group, you don't have to play with them.
Yeah.
You know, not all your friends have to share every single one
Right.
of your hobbies. Cultivate the 3-4.
Is that why they used the clip? Because that guy got kicked out? Ah, it's devious. Ah, I get it now. Okay, sorry.
Maybe 5 best players you could have. Because once you get over 5, now that's a big group.
Yeah. One more
I would say that over 6 is a big group. I think 6 is my limit at least. Everybody else can have their own limit, like 3 to 4 or something, right? But like I think 6 is my limit that I wouldn't go past, right? Not anymore, at least.
practical tip that we can add to this to really bring it home is to cultivate a good player. You encourage them to GM, because once they game master, they will know what they want to see in players, and then try to do that more when they are a player.
More players should be game masters.
Yeah, and more game masters should be players too, because you learn it both ways.
I agree. This is something that I just unequivocally agree with. You should try to game master at some point. Whether or not it's great, is one thing, but that doesn't mean that you can't improve after the fact, because everybody can game master. It's super easy to get started. It's just, it will all depend on how much time you put into it, right? Easily enough. I do have to agree that if a game is set in 14th century Venice, an anti-paladin wouldn't be anywhere close to evil enough. That is true. I've managed to one-shot with 8, but the gameplay was on the clock. Yeah, that's fair. That makes sense.
Absolutely.
Thank you for answering all these questions today.
Car! Top left.
More when they are a player.
More players should be game masters.
Yeah, and more game masters should be players too, because you learn it both ways.
Absolutely.
Thank you for
Car.
answering all these questions today.
It's just like in Lord of the Rings, where you can see the car that one time. Whoa! Sorry.
Where can people find your work?
So I have a channel called Dungeon Craft, and you can sign up for the Deathbringer newsletter. And I also have a Patreon where I show people how to have fun playing games.
Is that his Patreon, or is that Bob's? That's Bob's. Okay.
Excellent. All right. That's it.
Now we know they're in the Shire. That's true! I knew it!
Keep building. Okay.
Yeah, keep this in.
Oh, that was short.
Keep that in. Yeah, keep all that in. Yeah. Okay. So as for harsh truths, how many harsh truths did we count here? Because I think they were supposed to go for harsh truths, but I think there were like 5, maybe. No, there weren't even. I think there were like 4. Maybe. When oaks get old enough, the lowest branches will arch towards the ground, then up again. Oh, cool. They were very harsh. Just mind-rending info. That's right. Yeah, I don't know about that, I'm not sure how harsh that was. The harshest thing that they said was that your players are selfish. Selfish bastards, right? That's like the harshest thing that was said, and it was the first thing, and then after that it was like, well, I don't know, man. Sure. So how do you here's the answer to your how do you make sure that you stay relevant? Oh, you make a video like this where it's harsh truths, but they're not really that harsh. There's one that's kind of just an outrageous kind of claim. And then after that, I guess if you're a YouTuber, do other things than just YouTube, is what they have said. But I say, hey, my truth was a little harsher. Not everybody is set up / capable of being their own boss. That's just true, man. And if you don't want to branch out to make like terrain and books and all of that, then don't. I don't plan on necessarily creating a campaign book. Hell, my writing, I haven't even been writing recently. for my own like little project that I've been working on because I just haven't had time slash inspiration to, unfortunately. So like I don't know. I'm not relying on those things though. That's the thing. I have my job that I gotta do, right? And again, if you're trying to do your this as your full-time job, you just gotta keep making good content. That's it. Sure, clickbait and all that, whatever, but like make good stuff so that people can keep watching it and want to keep watching it. Don't do what we're doing, basically. That's my ultimate point. Don't make a show like we're making because it doesn't succeed for everyone. And we're probably doing it for the wrong type of if we were doing this for money, it wouldn't work. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? But that's not the point, you know? Anyway, so harsh. All of that truth. Man, oh man. Crazy. So, we've learned 6 truths. Allegedly. So let's make 10 to equal D&D. This isn't about truth, nor is it about justice, nor is it about the American way.
D&D.
There we go. Okay. This next video is from Esper the Bard. We've covered Esper the Bard once or twice, I think. This is 4 major problems with D&D and how to fix them. It's a 15-minute video. I'm excited to see what our 4 major parts are, because apparently there's just 4, problems. And I am excited to see the fixes, I'll be honest. So, let us waste no more time.
D&D is, and it always will be, a mixed bag.
True.
Some things about it are awesome, some things are good, some are just kind of mediocre, and some things about it are bad. So let's go over a number of the main problems and let's fix them. Really, there are solutions to everything. And
It's like, this is the guy that you talked about. You like this guy? Yeah, I think we've covered a couple of things, but I don't think we've covered many, so.
in the end, we, the gamers, are the ones that make D&D what it is.
True.
And we can either contribute to these problems or we can find really cool creative solutions and implement them. So it's really on us. Actually, it's not. No, there's something more than just us. There's something greater to it all. There's this blazing spirit of mythic adventure that's at the core of it. So that's more of an eternal thing, right? There's this immortal, adventurous spirit, right? This sense of going into the unknown and confronting dangers of all kinds, and you have to use everything you've got to succeed and get the treasure and level up. So that, like, fantastic soul, that's really the heart of it that's driving us. So
I would agree. Yeah, it's a big fun game to do with your friends, but it's also that whole, like, the roleplay aspect of being a larger-than-life kind of thing. Even when you're in these more realistic games, you're still doing larger-than-life things, usually. You're not just going down to the shop to get, like, you know, a Twinkie, right? Not necessarily. I mean, you could start that way, but it usually turns into something else. I just think of YouTube as something to be done as a hobby that might just happen to kick off if you're lucky. Yeah, but it seems like the goal now for a lot of people is to make it into their job, which, no fault of theirs to try to do it, but I don't know. It's one of those things where you got to be really lucky, and you got to make really good stuff these days because everybody and their mother wants to do it now. So you have to really carve out your own niche very, very diligently if you want to be, like, really successful, at least from my thought. Oh, Aiden's here. Oh my god. Oh. Okay, he was here. Oh. Okay, never mind. Alright, that works. Uh, just go back to this. Um, did I miss something? Open general. Ooh, sorry, I just saw the picture in our Discord of the oldest oak in South Carolina. That's so cool. Thank you, Dave. That's super cool looking. Holy shit. Anyway, okay. Aiden's not going to be here. He's also taking a mental day. Um, okay. Anyway. But he should do audiobooks. Yeah, he's got a good voice. You'll most likely be disappointed if you go in trying to make it your job. Oh yeah, agreed. It's also just like not good for your brain. I wouldn't say. The other thing is that for these days, you gotta like have a thicker skin to actually do YouTube because you gotta expect that people are gonna be assholes online like me. So anyway.
So that spirit of adventure, right, that's always going to be there regardless of edition or what problems or trends or whatever changing thing. So we have to do our part. We have to play our role. I suppose another way I could put this is focus on what's great. There's a lot of great stuff about D&D. And then the parts that aren't great, you focus on finding solutions to them, finding cool, creative solutions. And so you put that together, the greatness and the solutions, and then you'll have some of the greatest experiences of your entire life. Mm-hmm. There's also something really exciting that I'm going to be talking about as I go through this, and that is Gauntlet Runner. It's my upcoming Kickstarter. It is a Mythic Doom 5e campaign. You are a runner competing in the great games, right? You have been brought to compete in these hardcore dungeon trials.
Yeah, this sounds really cool. I like that idea. Go for it, Esper. Absolutely. Esper's tier list videos are how I found his channel. Great storyteller. Fair enough. I've never watched a single tier video of his, so I don't know.
So think Gladiator meets Dark Souls. And I bring up Gauntlet Runner not just because I
think of Gauntlet, but though I don't know if that's accurate. But yeah.
Super excited about it, but also because it actually addresses all these problems with D&D. And it doesn't just address them by merely offering you advice. It actually bakes the solutions right into the adventures.
Okay, fair enough. I was gonna say, are we just doing a self-promotion thing? But okay, all right, okay. Tier lists are a good lure for views. That is true. I don't know how well ours did. We did those we're gonna do it again at some point. We did the one for every Space Marine figure. I just haven't gathered together every single one for like the Necrons and all of that. We were gonna do more of those and then do like the ones for like D&D stuff as well, but you know, Gauntlet feels like it might make a better board game than RPG. That's fair. No, I meant the I don't know actually what the lore of Gauntlet is, so my brain just went to Gauntlet because it's a Gauntlet, I guess, rather than it being like a good RPG potential. But anyway.
Right? It bakes it right into the content. So by playing it, you are already implementing and putting into action these really cool creative solutions.
Sure.
And make sure to check out the link down below where you can check out...
Oh, oubliette! What a good word. Fucking oubliette. Hell yeah, dude. You don't see that word every day. Fuck yeah. Anyway.
This upcoming Kickstarter and get some really cool bonuses for being early. The first problem really is a lack of focus. We might call this the you meet in a tavern problem.
What? This is a problem with D&D? There's a lack of focus? Isn't that more so the creation of like an adventure / what your DM has done to create, like, get everybody together? Also, everybody meets in a tavern is not necessarily a bad thing. So I don't, okay. if you want it to be more natural, quote unquote, meeting, you can do in medias res, if you want, for some things, having people come together because of a fight or something, right? The vestibule of despair. Also a good word. Vestibule. Thank you. Very good, very good. Lore-wise, I guess it feels like Sword and Sorcery style. Same with Golden Axe. That is fair. Yeah. Absolutely. God, Golden Axe. What a game. I never finished it, because you get to, like... It eats your quarters, right? And so, you know. You get to a point where it's like, oh, fuck. Oubliettes and ogre jellies. Ogre jellies.
Now, there's really nothing wrong with a tavern. The tavern really isn't the point.
Okay.
The point is a lack of focus. You know, there's so many adventures, published, official ones, homebrew ones, where there's this lack of focus problem. It may be meandering, it may be vague. The characters are at some place for some reason, and they're just kind of left in this like loose, open state.
Okay, can I push back here a little bit and say that in order to... So the ones that are very specific, that are very focused, are because they are usually in a setting that requires that, I guess. Because, like, if you think of, like, Tomb of Annihilation, that's the one that's coming to my head, at least. As far as I know, now I could be wrong here of misremembering it, but as far as I know, like, Tomb of Annihilation is very focused because everybody is affected by such a curse of, like, not being able to die and all that kind of stuff. Not being able to be resurrected. Sorry, that I think that's the curse. Regardless, it's a thing that's happening to everybody, and people are going to this place to go and fix it, quote unquote, right? Like, that's the draw, and they get pulled in by a mage who's like, hey man, I can't fucking do this. I need you guys to go and do this, because otherwise it's bad. And it's all going to be really, really, really bad, right? That's at least what I remember. So it's highly focused in that way. And it has to be, so that you can have everybody on the same page and get them to the same island, right? These other ones, they are a little, like, some things can be a little less focused, because they want to be more of an adventure you kind of put into your game. And some of them might be just to give you just a loose starting point, so that you just have everybody together, because it doesn't really necessarily matter how they get together. It's nice when there is a very focused framing device, but I wouldn't say that it necessarily matters how they get together to get to the thing. That's kind of on the DM, and it's nice when you don't have to do it. But it is also something that if the DM wants to do it in a certain way, they kind of just have to work for it. And they kind of have to craft the way that they get there. And yeah, making it easier on DMs is not a bad thing. I wouldn't say that at all. Like, that's not... You shouldn't not want to do that with your adventures and such. But for most of us who are creating our own stuff and not necessarily using pre-made stuff, we just gotta kind of work at it, right? And so you just gotta kind of, like, take what the characters that your players have made and their backstories and, like, what they want to do and everything, and try to weave it together in a way that actually, like, makes them come together in a way that feels at least not like a sad puppy following people kind of thing, right? Or, like, not a sad puppy, but just like puppy dog followers, right? Where we're just like, well, we're together, so I guess we're gonna follow each other for life. It's like, well, yeah, you can. You can also do the unhealthy shared trauma reason why they all are coming together and hanging out together, right, forever. Because it's like, well, we all almost died, so, and it was really good that we didn't die when we were together, so maybe we can just not die if we're together now. So I don't know. It also is kind of like, you also have to make sure that your players have kind of bought into it, because yeah, you can create something, but like it might not mesh with like what happens in the role play necessarily, like, and they can still begrudgingly stick together because, oh, I don't actually like that character, my character doesn't like that character, so he just doesn't actually trust him that much, but we'll stay together because it's what we need to do now in order to survive, or it's just they're useful and it's better that I keep an eye on them or something, right? Like, you need that player buy-in too. So I don't know, it just it's one of those things where I don't see it as a problem necessarily.
It often, you see it right in the opening of the adventure, right? The opening is too open.
There was a Golden Axe comic that ran with the Fleetway Sonic comic for a while. I didn't know that. Maybe the party decided to form a support group. Yeah, exactly. That could be the case. I don't know.
Why exactly did we come here? Why do the characters care about this? What really is going on? You know, where's the tension?
The other thing is, like, when you give your players an adventure and you give them the little pitch to, like, say, okay, make characters for this kind of scenario, that will also make it so that they have the reason why they want to do something together, you know? So I don't see it as a problem, because it's like that, like was said in the other video, it's that community, the collaborative storytelling kind of thing where everybody kind of comes together and creates something together. So when they're given that short pitch, you're not giving them like everything about it, but you're giving them enough that they're interested, that they want to play it, that when they make their characters, they make characters that are going to want to go on the adventure together. Maybe some are together because they're family. Maybe some of them are together because they've always been together since they grew up. You know, like which could be family too. Like, it's a lot of different avenues that gets you to the point where you create the focus together. At least I feel, and it just makes it more like they get more investment because of that. You know, so. Maybe they stay together because the cleric is the group therapist. True. Party cleric is free healthcare all around. Who's walking away from that? That's also true. That, you know what? That's actually the best suggestion there. The cleric is just a person who can heal everybody every day. Why would you not want to stick around with that person? Absolutely. Right? I guess this is a good time to say I mostly watch Esper's more fun videos instead of his fixed D&D stuff. Not a problem with him in particular. I do that with all the D&D tubers I watch. No, that's fair. Like, no worries at all, you know? I'm not saying that this is, this isn't a problem for me, but I don't think that it's a major problem in general with D&D, you know? So, I guess it's a weird thing to have as a fix kind of thing, right? And I'm sure, again, he does a lot of good other videos, but so far right now, I'm just like, sure, this seems to be the thing that everybody has, which is, you know, they have their own personal gripe with how D&D is, which is fair. There's nothing wrong with that. And you fix it however you want to, and it inspired him to create a new fucking game, quote unquote. A new fucking setting within the system. And all of that. So, like, more power to him for sure, because that's great. But I if this is his specific, like, these are my problems with D&D, absolutely fine. But these are apparently 4 major problems with D&D. So I'm like,
What actually interesting is happening? Unfocused, unengaged, kind of lack of motivation, a bit meandering. So the solution to that is you put the characters into immediate danger, and at the same time, you give them clear, meaningful choices to make.
that is a way to do it. That is absolutely a way to do it. For sure, it's a way to do it. Trauma bond those characters together. Absolutely, like I said, get them in medias res.
You have been summoned to compete in the great games. Go, you are now in the Gauntlet dungeon. So like in the dungeon Rat's Fray, the first room is a cave. To the left-hand side, just behind a curve, you can hear a moaning zombie that's like struggling with some rats that are crawling on it. And then to your right-hand side, there are these giant mushrooms. Another room has traps as well as some unique dungeon features. And so you're presented, do you want to take this route or take this route? Or do you want to try to find some clever solution of your own? By presenting the players with a clear challenge, a clear danger, a clear threat, and some clear, potential choices they could make of how to take it on, they get engaged. Oh, I'm in danger, I need to survive. I could take this option, or I can come up with my own creative solution.
Yeah, okay. So this is fine, right? I personally am not the biggest combat guy. I like combat, don't get me wrong, but I'm not the biggest combat guy for D&D. I like it, but I'd rather be talking to people a lot of the time, right? I'd rather be learning information. I'd rather be utilizing the information that I learned to talk to other people, or to, get a one-up another thing, or some, like, get more money somehow, like, utilizing more than just I hit thing good, or I cast spell to make all the thing die, right? Now, again, that's me, so there's nothing wrong with if this is like the kind of thing that you want to do, / this is what works for the start of your game or your adventure or whatever it may be. Like, I would also be fine doing that if that is the vibe that I was given as, like, this is what the game is going to be like, right? And Dave, yes, I like a good local festival as a campaign opener. Absolutely. Cool. Chrono Trigger opening, for sure. Neverwinter Nights 2, I never played it. I played Neverwinter Nights 1 a little bit. Didn't play through the entirety of it. But, cool. Fucking, that's actually the start of one of the Pathfinder games as well. Is a festival that gets destroyed by, like, demons or something. I don't remember. Yeah, that's fucking the one that I don't like the first, like, 2 hours of, that I didn't play after that. It's the newest one. I don't remember. Wrath of the Righteous? Am I crazy? Anyway. I didn't really like it. Didn't feel like it was a much of a choice kind of thing. It was just like the opening thing to, like, force you to do certain things, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I don't want to do any of this, but cool. Doesn't fit my character in the slightest, but cool. Anyway. And I understand it's a game and everything, and I understand, it probably gets better after that whole opening section, but beside the point. Anyway, so I would rather have it be that I get the options to start with the character in a way that I like to do, I would rather be able to have that kind of conversations and stuff. Like, starting in a tavern is totally cool to me, because that's a point of conversation. Oh, this guy walks into the fucking tavern. He looks like he's, been around, like, traveling for a while. My character wants to talk to him, potentially, because that's cool. What the fuck have they been doing? How have they, how has their travels been? Have they done anything interesting? I want to engage with that, right? Whether it be because I want to assess if they're a good target for some thievery, like, are they good at, surviving out there, so, like, maybe I shouldn't steal from them, or they might have some news about the road, or they might be somebody that I might want to hire because I'm not so good at fighting, right, myself, and maybe hiring a person to come along with me is a good idea. Like, there's so many reasons why being in a place where there's a lot of people could, like, be beneficial to having somebody join a party, quote unquote. So, I don't know. An elf, a dwarf, and a cleric walking to a bar. Exactly, dude. Exactly. Although I still wonder what Esper said in the alignment is good actually video. I just haven't got to it. I think I have that saved, so at some point we might go to it. For a future topic. But yeah. Anyway. This isn't much of a problem, I don't think, so that's my entire point so far.
If you leave things completely open, it actually is more difficult to come up with creative solutions.
Yes, to a degree.
Whereas if you provide people with enough information to make tactical choices and a couple options, they can see, oh, this option fits me better, or I like that one better, or I don't like either of those, but that gives me some like reference point for me to be like cunning and come up with my own idea.
Or it could make them think that they only have two options because you've presented it in that way. I mean, like, I don't know, man. Yeah, there are potentials for a lot of different scenarios to happen in every single, like, type of opening. That's why I like the more calm openings, because it kind of gives the players, like, and I can feel like I can know what the players are going to do more so, you know? Like, in the sense of, like, when they choose what they want to do, I can then understand more so of how those characters are going to act. And then I can kind of go forward more so with those characters specifically. Like, it's the whole, like, I personally, and again, your mileage may vary with how you do things instead of, like, the way that I do things, but I personally way more enjoy to have things tailored towards the characters. And so giving them the opportunity to, like, go out there and do things as they want to is going to give me the information that I need to tailor the experience a bit more, you know? Like, it's like with what vampire, like, how we're doing vampire right now. I didn't really give them exactly, like, set goals. I have my overarching story in mind, but I don't have set goals for them. And as they continue to go through, they have encountered my overarching story. And so they are engaging with it as they want to, as they do, and as the characters would do, rather than, like, any other way that I might have wanted them to, I guess. I don't know. It works better for me this way.
There's a dungeon called the Oubliette of Dread. It comes with the bonus content that I mentioned for the early people. You start off getting lowered down into the Oubliette, and you're basically turned loose there.
And this is the thing. With this, you give your players the idea, okay, this is going to be like a challenge dungeon sort of feel of a game where you have to survive a lot. So you're probably going to want to make characters that are combat heavy, right? That's how you start this. But if you do anything else that is not as combat heavy of a start, but maybe does have combative elements, you would give them that idea when you start. So, like, again, I feel like a lot of the focus is kind of how you present, how the characters are made together, and how you have, you have created this story to, like, have it so that they can engage with it. It's a lot of Dungeon Master focused stuff, unfortunately. Plus, there is some player stuff in there, but, like, a lot of it's going to be on the Dungeon Master. So, I don't know, man.
There are gates to the corridors right and left, with these snarling pit hounds on the other side, just waiting for the gates to raise and, like, come through and tear you to pieces. And then in front of you, there's a corridor of stabbing spears and a corridor with flames. Actually, it's a locked door to get into the corridor of flames, but you can see the flames through a little slot. So immediately there's tension, there's danger. Hurry, these gates are going to open and the pit hounds are going to be unleashed upon us. Do we take the stabbing spear corridor, or do we take the corridor that's spouting flames? And how do we want to go through the corridor? What's beyond? What do our skills relate to? Or do we want to try to fight these pit hounds and find some other way? Every group that I've run this dungeon for, they've tackled it in a different way, and they're always, like, so engaged thinking about, like, oh, what's the...
Is it common to tell players to set up characters for role-player combat ahead of time? So, I wouldn't necessarily go into those specifics, right? I would just tell them the general feel that they wanted, like, that they're gonna have. If something is going to be more combat heavy or more roleplay heavy, I will give them that, but not tell them how to set up their characters, right? However they want to set up their characters is up to them. But, like, if something is going to be very combat heavy, I would advise that they make something that can survive combat, you know? That is at least somewhat combative, right? So, like, I guess to a degree, but, like, I don't want to just tell them, yeah, this is how you want to do it, right? Because, again, I will give them a challenge, hopefully, that is good for their characters, rather than this is, like, this is... But then again, I don't really make things that are combat heavy, usually. It's up to their choices how if combat even breaks out, you know? So, like, I'm not the best for that, unfortunately. So I don't know. The elf breaks a knee, the dwarf breaks his nose, and the cleric displeases his god. Yes, absolutely. If you're playing D&D, always expect some combat. I would agree to that, yes. You should always expect that there is going to be combat at some point, for sure. I'm just not going to tell you that you need to be combat heavy if you don't have to be, right? But again, it is based on their choices whether or not they're going to get into a combat, right? Also, usually in D&D, your character is going to be pretty okay at combat anyway because of that's how the classes are created. They literally have combat stuff, like, as they level. So, if they're not necessarily made for it, quote unquote, well, they are to a degree.
The right strategy and what are we good at and what should we do. And there's time pressure. The characters just have 3 hours to get through this dungeon, and you can use a real world timer to track that. So the whole time everyone's engaged. We're not wasting people's time. It's not like meandering and you've got like half an hour at the beginning of talking to some vague NPC and like trying to see
what are you referencing here? I'm sorry, but what are you actually referencing here? What vague NPC? Like, what are we talking about that is so, like, unfocused, excuse me, disfocused isn't a word, unfocused, that it's like you don't even know what you're doing to, like, the maximum degree. What kind of game is this?
why you should even care about it. It just gets you right into the action and engages you with back-to-back challenges of high difficulty. You're running a gauntlet. Problem number 2, unstoppable superhero characters. Wow.
Okay, so this is just oh, Jesus Christ. Why do you people bring this up every time? This is the fault of one, yes, CR system, I guess, to a degree, but also you need to present a challenge to your characters. You need to make it so that they can die. I get that. Yes, I can point and go healing word at somebody and they get up and they're able to fight no problem. That is a problem as well. I get that. I understand Pathfinder has solved this problem with the dying and wounded conditions. Like, take those out, put them into your game. That's one way. Another way is just make it so that there is something, like, you can just use exhaustion. Just start using exhaustion, people. Start using exhaustion when they go down. If they get back up, they get a point of exhaustion. Because they're dying! And then they get brought back up magically. I get it that it's, like, divine healing and stuff. Dude, my man just took a fucking huge-ass wound from a giant sword. I'm sorry. The guy is tired, okay? He was on the ground a second ago, dying. Just start using exhaustion. I don't know, man. Like, anything. I like OP characters, but I wouldn't bulldoze everyone just because. Well, so here's the thing. You, as a dungeon master, you create the situation that makes it so it's a challenge. Sometimes that doesn't work all the time, right? Like, that doesn't necessarily mean that they will be challenged. You have to tailor it. You have to do additional work to tailor this, right? To make it so that people are challenged, that make it so that the characters are challenged. And again, the way that D&D is, yeah, I understand. You are, like, really, really durable, okay? Just use exhaustion. It's my number one thing. Exhaustion is not used otherwise. It just isn't. Make it so that if they go down, they get a point of exhaustion. They get 6 points, they're fucking dead, okay? And that's what I would say to do that with as well is like it becomes like a magical exhaustion in a way of like if they get downed and they are tended to magically to get back up in the middle of combat, really, then they get a point of exhaustion, because otherwise they have to naturally take that hour to become conscious again, and then that wouldn't give them exhaustion necessarily, right? It might. It still might. That's the thing. I don't know. I'm not like this is immediately like one of those things of like this is like every time tried and true solution, I guess, but some sort of exhaustion mechanic that like happens when they're getting downed and then coming back up. That's something that will easily work to like make it so that people aren't as like willy-nilly about getting downed. And if they keep going down, they keep getting worse. I don't know. I can go down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down unless you give me exhaustion. Right. I get knocked down, yes, true. I probably shouldn't use Targasis if I ever play with Esper somehow. A possible house rule is use morale rules. It would make sense to me that if a player gets dropped to 0 and then comes back, the player should make a morale save to stay in the fight. Well, so here's the thing. I'm not going to enforce that they have to stop stop fighting, right? I'm not going to say you rolled the thing, now you feel scared necessarily, or quote unquote, you feel like you can't do it anymore. This is a choice that they have to make. If they're going to stay in combat as they keep getting downed, then that's their choice. They have to make the decision to actually run away if they want to get out of there, if it's something that's too difficult. And that is something that I would stress before we start playing, is sometimes you will not be able to fight something, and if you can get out of there, you can get out of there. Like, it's not like you need to fight to the death. And if they lose a couple of people that way, that's unfortunate, but they tried to get out, you know? It's not like the monster is going to stop trying to kill them if they're trying to run away, you know? I don't know. It's not something that I would take away their agency for, you know? That's the thing. And it is I get knocked down, that is true.
We were all dying, and now we're fine. That's super. So characters in 5e are very powerful, and now with the 2024 Player's Handbook, characters are even more powerful, and healing is like double powerful and is way more accessible for everybody. And there's this
saying that about 2024 is probably true. I don't know. I don't remember. I haven't been keeping 2024 in my brain at all, so whatever.
Ever-present 5e problem of rests, of the characters getting too many rests, and it's like in easy mode. Yeah, partially this is
okay. So the
on the GM, partially it's on the system.
No. Okay, so the rest thing is the GM. If the GM gives them the opportunity to rest, the GM has given them that opportunity to rest. The rest mechanic is not necessarily a bad thing, because if you give them that full hour without any consequences, then yeah, that's on you, my guy. If we're talking about like full rest gives you all your HP back, I don't think that's necessarily a problem either. The exhaustion thing would still actually like do that. Like it would make it so that your HP and stuff would it all comes back, but you only get 1 point of exhaustion gone. So, like, there you go. There's something. The only 2024 update book worth the update is the DMG. It actually is useful. That's right. I remember something about that, but yeah.
So the solution here is to pit the characters against back-to-back challenges. And if they try to rest outside of a sanctuary, monsters attack.
Okay, yes, to a degree. If this is how you want, if you want your game to be more challenging, make it more challenging. That's all you've done. That's the solution. That's always been the case. Like with every TTRPG, with every fucking D&D system that has come out. That's just true. So what Okay.
So there's the time pressure again. You have a limited amount of time. Otherwise, there are dire consequences if you exceed that time limit.
Sure.
And you can't just take infinite rests, and you can't just rest at your leisure. Right?
Why is this? Why would you ever think that this was like a thing in the game? Is it because you've played games with people who just do this? Because even when I've played games in 5e, I've never thought that resting during like an actual quote-unquote dungeon or part of like an actual dangerous point in the game was a good idea. I never thought it was a viable option, because unless we took actual measures to make it so that we were safe, and that means actual investments into a lot of things to make sure that the area itself is secure, then I wouldn't take a rest unless we were in like a town. And then if something happens in the night, oh, guess what? I didn't get a full like long rest. You cannot rest while enemies are nearby. Exactly. You can try, but man, I don't know. The map behind this guy is making me see a fantasy amphibious assault scenario where you land on the beach and then fight your way into the dungeon beneath the cliff. I love that. Sounds great. All right, I'm yelling too much and now my cats are yelling at me. So, there you go. Targasus can hold polymorph to look young all day while casting other spells. I think he'll be fine. Yeah.
If there are designated spots that don't have monsters and traps, anywhere else, a wandering monster will come along and interrupt your rest, and it's not going to happen.
Sure.
So what this does is, instead of lamenting this,
just make there be consequences. That's all you have to do. That's literally it. That's the fix. You can't fast travel while enemies are nearby either. Exactly. Like
superhero 5e characters, it actually plays into that and pits them against hard challenges and back-to-back-to-back challenges.
Sure.
Where like every room really is like its own little mini adventure. And it gets even better because some of the challenges, you can't really defeat them with just a straight head-on battle.
Sure.
Just like a straight-up power character can't really overcome it, or, you know.
Yeah, classic Pools of Radiance. Your rest has been interrupted. Where else is that been? Because I don't know Pools of Radiance, but I have seen that as like a pop-up for something. I don't remember. Morrowind. Morrowind. That's where I've seen it. Your rest has been interrupted. Something like that. It was something along those lines. Anyway.
Facing it that way is going to be extremely risky. There are traps, there are magic effects, they are puzzles, they are, you know, social interactions with NPCs, and
Sure.
the choices that you make have very impactful implications. There are also certain areas where
Sure, the impactful implications thing, like that doesn't mean anything for the rest or anything. Like, what are we? Morrowind, where the one assassin somehow keeps getting into your house. Exactly. Yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking. It's the Dark Brotherhood assassin who's always there. He's like, ah, and you're like, oh no, and then at a certain point, you're like, oh, you're nothing. Hello, but like, yeah, now you're just hawking the book, which is fine. That's fine. You made a thing. Hawk it as much as you want, but the NPC thing is not necessarily anything to do with the resting. So
there are monsters that are way powerful, almost impossible for the character's level, but if they use their wits or they're observant, they can find some way to bypass it or subdue the monster or get around and outmaneuver it using cunning. Problem number 3, corporatized D&D, safe dungeons in a.
yes, this is probably a fair point. I don't know. I haven't looked at all of the dungeons for any of D&D's pre-mades and all of that, aside from like 2. Okay, so like, whatever, right? Guy, thwap. I'm trying to sleep here. Yeah, I'm trying to long rest, ship. Yeah. But like, okay, so here's the thing, man. Yeah, if you're gonna keep going for like the official stuff, it's all gonna be corporatized fucking style. Absolutely. Wahoo. Yep. create your own shit, I guess, which you did. So more power to you there. But like, okay, yeah, they're trying to make stuff for their audience. I can't, like, I don't know, man. They keep making money, so apparently it's what they want. I don't know. I sleep in my armor with my sword just as Tiber Septim intended. Exactly!
Approved dragons, pop D&D. Bah. I don't want...
I agree. So this is the thing. I agree that you, like, the more quote-unquote popular pop D&D is kind of boring. I get that. I'm fine with that. That's why you make your own shit. That's why you try to make your own fucking games. That's why we all have done that. We all have moved on from necessarily utilizing all of the quote-unquote corporatized stuff. So I don't give a fuck, okay? Wizards of the Coast did make a wheelchair-friendly dungeon adventure in one of their books. It had elevators and excavators and... You mean escalators, I assume? Instead of stairs and traps? They did. That's fine. I don't give a fuck what they make, right? I don't give a fuck what they make for their regular adventures. That's fine. Somebody will buy that. Somebody wanted that. Whatever. I don't care. I'm gonna make my own shit. And yeah, as somebody who's newer, sure. Whatever. You will use their shit to some degree for a while. But guess what? At some point, you're going to be wanting. You're going to want things that they haven't made. So guess what? You will make your own stuff. Like, I just don't... oh, no, corporate shit. Oh, no, don't buy it. Like, okay.
Boardroom meeting D&D. It feels like corporation trying to keep up with the latest trends and appease shareholders. Yeah, so instead of that, how about trailblaze? Pioneer, have some guts, have some courage, right? We want passion, we want grit. Give us an inspired vision instead.
No, you don't understand. D&D is a thing for them to make money with. I don't care. I understand that we all want it to be something else. It's not what it is. I'm sorry. You want creativity, you want passion, you go outside of D&D, you go to the original stuff that people are making. I don't give a fuck about what they're making, what D&D is right now. I don't give a fuck about what Wizards of the Coast is making right now. Okay? I go outside of it, and I look for user-created stuff, or I make my own stuff. I agree. Just do it. If you want good 5e stuff, you have to go beyond Wizards of the Coast. Yes. 5e itself is fine on its own. Just go past it if you want other stuff. I don't find the fun in complaining about the mainstream. Well, so this is the thing, right? I understand it. Again, I have also been a part and am a part of complaining about all of the mainstream stuff, all the stuff that they put out. I get that. That's not the problem necessarily, okay? I don't think there is a major problem with D&D in the sense of their adventures suck, okay? Their pre-made dungeons suck. No. I don't think that that's a problem necessarily because I don't pay for the stuff that I don't want to use. Because I do research beforehand about some certain things, and then I buy it or I don't. Right? You as a consumer have as much responsibility in buying your own, like, what you want as they have in putting something out that you will buy. So you must vote with your wallet and don't buy the shit that you don't want to buy, you know? I bought the old Curse of Strahd book that was from before they revamped it. After the fact... Because, one, I wanted the old version, and two, it's actually a setting that I like. Am I ever going to run it? I don't think so. Probably not. But I wanted the newer version because I ran Expedition to Castle Ravenloft. That was my first ever game that I ran. So, like, I wanted to see what they did with it and everything. And I wanted the old version that wasn't the sanitized, quote-unquote, version. Because it had a lot of fucking changes and shit. I was like, oh, okay, that seems dumb. Why did you do that? Anyway. So just don't buy stuff that you don't want to buy. That's my main point. Go find stuff that you want or create it yourself. That's also my main point.
Instead of trying to please everybody and offend nobody, like, take some chances.
I agree.
Right? Get some action.
I agree. Wizards of the Coast are cowards. Let's move on. It's not a problem with the game. The game system works fine. Wizards of the Coast are just cowards.
Passionate artists behind this. Show us something bold, something mythic, right? We want to be swept away into a fantasy adventure, not just see modern day American cosplay.
Stonks, though. Exactly. That's the thing. This is, like, I'm sorry, but, like, at this point, I don't think Wizards of the Coast is going to change. I don't think they're going to do anything different. I'm fine with still complaining about it because other people might stop buying it at that point. Because somebody might actually listen to me one day. I don't know. Don't listen to me. Fuck it. I'm not your dad. I agree, Alejo. It's not like people are forced to buy all the mainstream stuff, but most people act like they do when they rant about what's popular. Well, so, like, again, it's what's being put out there, so I am totally okay with everybody ranting about it. Absolutely. But saying that it's a major problem with D&D, I don't think that's the case. I wouldn't say that. It being a corporation now, not the major problem. What the problem is that people keep buying it. So tell them to stop buying it and want something better, and don't buy it until it's something that's better. Do research. Look into what you want to buy. See if it's something you actually want to buy. If you don't like it, hey, guess what? You can go and refund it. Go bring it back to that fucking local game store. I'm sorry. Support your local game store, but, like, don't keep buying shit and keeping it. This guy should check out 4E then. It was bold, brave, different, fixed all the 3.5 complaints, and yeah. Everybody... Anyway, 4E is cool. I don't have complaints about 3.5 necessarily, in the same way that, like, everybody else did at the time, I guess. I don't know. I like each edition in its own way, but I find 3.5 is my favorite because it has so much, like, variety there. And 4E is going to be just the same when we actually play it someday. It's going to be like, oh, look at all this that you can do. Whoa, you know? But anyway.
The solution to this should be obvious. I would think it would be obvious, and it is focus intensely on quality. Just on that. Focus on the quality.
4E does fix all the 5e complaints and problems as well. That is true. I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. My apologies. Okay.
Great adventures, great art, great game design, great storytelling. And
so the art and stuff is not a problem. Let me tell you, the art and stuff looks good. I'm sorry. Yeah, sure, some of that AI art stuff was a bit annoying and kind of shit. But guess what? The art that's actually in the books are pretty good. I don't have any complaints about the art. The game design and the writing, maybe, yeah. The adventures themselves, maybe, yeah.
World building, that's it. Just focus on the greatness, on the high quality, and don't worry about anything else. Don't worry about lecturing and pandering and trying to make it this, like, perfect corporatized thing. Like, just deliver.
Okay, so none of us are doing that? Absolutely, yeah. Who are you talking to? You're trying to talk to Wizards of the Coast? They ain't fucking listening, brother. They are not listening at all. They are making hand over fist money. Because people are still buying it.
The greatness, and that's my pledge to you all with all the content that I create, my books, my adventures, my channel, everything that I'm doing, that is my focus. Quality, great adventures, great art. I want to inspire people. I want to put passion and soul into this. Hopefully when you see these things, you can see, oh, this guy is putting his blood, sweat, and tears into this. He's putting his heart and soul into this. Sacrifices were made in order to bring us these.
I'm sure that it's fine. I'm sure that it's good stuff. Okay? I'm glad that you made it.
Tomes. Problem number 4. How do you find a group and play?
This is a major problem? Finding people? Okay. So, I'll go by age demographics, I guess. As a young person, let's say, if you're a young who's like under being an adult, go around school and ask people, okay? If you're an adult, a young adult, excuse me, and you're in university, you can go around and ask people, and probably there's a local D&D like club or something that you can find. Or you can go online and see if there's like you can make friends and stuff like that. If you're an adult, all of those things still apply, I guess. As you were a young adult. But also now you can, like, go to a bar, I guess, if you're into drinking, sure. And, like, see about finding people that are willing to talk to you, I guess. I don't know, man. Go to places, go to a community center. I don't know. Like, look in your local fucking paper. I don't know. Like, what? This isn't a problem with D&D. What the fuck is this? What could possibly be this? But if I don't become a corpo, how will I keep making number go up? Great question. You're right. You gotta go corpo to make number go up. Esper doesn't like overly cartoony design. I remember because he hated the art for grungs for that reason. As someone who loves grungs, I respectfully disagree, but it seemed odd at the time. Yeah, I don't think grungs look bad. I think if you have a preference, if you don't have or if you don't like the specific art style that D&D has been using, that's your own thing, that's your own preference, but like there's not a problem with it. So I don't know what the fuck is going on there. All right, please tell me how this is D&D's fault.
I bought your damn game. How do I actually play it? This is something that I think D&D and many tabletop role-playing games drop the ball on pretty bad. There's a widespread problem of people that want to play the game. They maybe even spend money on the game, but they actually spend more time thinking about the game and talking about the game and watching stuff about the game than actually playing it. And by more time, I mean vastly more time. The best solution that me and many others have been tapping into for a while now is a community campaign. Not a paid campaign, but out of love, people contributing together to a community.
Sure, that's a way to do it. Also, what if you have no, like, okay. I understand that it's hard to find people to play games with. That is not something that I am ignorant of, okay? I understand that it depends on where you live, it depends on all the people around, all this kind of stuff. Like, there are a lot of factors that go into this, but there are avenues for you to go and find these people. For playing the game, I don't see that it's D&D or Wizards of the Coast's responsibility or any of these people's responsibility to create a group for you. So how is it a major problem with D&D? That just seems like a social problem. Like, in general, with society. Okay? And again, I understand that everybody's got their different experiences. We've all had them. It's all been hard for us to come together with groups at times, or in general. So, like, I understand that but it's not D&D or any of these other systems' fault. And the fact that these people are just watching the content more so than playing it, I guess, also not the game's fault. So, okay. Secondly, cool that you're creating a community campaign. It's something that you can do. Yes. Here's the idea. Go to your local library, make a group, see if they're gonna let you advertise it, and then have that be a thing that anybody can join. Or go to your local bar, have a group, see if they can allow people to, like, let you have a room or something. I don't know. Like, find somewhere in the community, I guess, to create a group and advertise it somehow. Whether that be through Facebook, or whether it be through, I don't know, fucking the local fucking paper that goes to everybody's mailbox, even though you'd never asked for it, okay? It just gets put in there, and somebody might read it someday. I don't know. Fucking advertise it in groups that you're in like Discord groups, in like forums, whatever, and see if you can get together like that. Like, it is not on the game. It is on the people. That's just it. It's a buyer's problem. If they don't take the time to actually look through the book, just read the manual. That's also true. If you don't know how to play the game, read the book.
So I have a Discord community. It's called Myriad Legends.
Sure.
And it's lots of GMs and lots of players. We're playing Gauntlet Runner style dungeon runs. That's like the current event.
By the way, we also have those, like, things in our Discord, like, in the sense of, like, there are, if you want to be a player, if you want to be a person who runs the game, I literally made these things, and if you don't want to use them, that's fine, but the options are there, so that people can, like, get together and potentially, like, have, but I understand that it's the whole social anxiety thing as well, because I don't fucking do it. One, I don't have time. Two, I've only done it for the patrons because that's just the thing that I've done. And three, because I also feel that social pressure of, like, what if everybody's busy? I get that. I understand that. We just gotta, like, if you want to do it in our fucking Discord, you want to hold games, fucking do it, okay? Please. I'll make more fucking voice groups. I'll make fucking private little things for you. Whatever you want. I can do that for you, okay? I swear to God, I will do it for you if you want. But just, like, it's something that you can even make your own Discord group from people that are in our Discord group, have them join into yours, and fucking do it, yeah. Try the local strip club, maybe. You never know. That's right. Maybe the strippers want to play D&D. You never know. Okay?
Happening in the world, but there are other GMs that they're kind of far away from Bazagon City of Mazes, and they have their own ongoing plot lines in their own regions.
Check the local woods in the middle of the night, too. Yeah, you never know. The fucking Rake might want to actually play some D&D. Sasquatch himself might want to play some D&D, okay? He's a pretty cool guy, according to the Dresden Files, all right? He's a pretty cool guy. He would play fucking D&D, I bet.
Throughout the world, so it's kind of a whole bunch happening simultaneously in a mega campaign.
What if everyone is busy has gone through my head so much? Absolutely, me too. I don't talk to people because I think everybody's busy. I think everybody's doing something else all the time. Everybody's got something better to do. I don't talk to people. If somebody talks to me, then I know they're not busy. I understand. It happens to me too. I am exactly the same way. It just takes one person to, like, break that kind of chain. Be that person. And if you don't want to be that person, convince other people to be that person, okay?
This, like, living, thriving world. If I were Wizards of the Coast or some other big company, I would focus on establishing this as much as I possibly could. So,
don't they host, like, groups and stuff? Don't they allow people to, like, join groups and stuff at these, like, conventions and everything? They don't need to do shit. The people already do. They literally don't need to do anything. Everybody else runs games at like Gen Con and stuff. You know? So what are we talking about? Check out the cemetery for entities stuck there for a group. They would probably love Wrath of the Oblivion to play. That's right. Wraith the Oblivion. Yes, absolutely they would. But yeah, I think Wizards of the Coast and everything have already done this to such a degree that they don't need to do anything anymore. So, like, in terms of community. Now, would it be nice if they did more? Yes. But, they've already established these things that have kind of grown out of their hands, and they don't need to do it anymore. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to rely on the corporation to set up these things for me, you know? Do you think my plushies would play with me? Yes.
So obviously there are limitations to me and my community. I mean, there's only so many people we can take on at a time.
Sure.
We grow, but we have to kind of pace that growth. Everyone who is signing up for the bonus content of Gauntlet Runner, one of the perks of that is getting access to a VIP Discord server. And I will be going to that server to put out calls for players and GMs to join our community campaign.
Sure.
I think that's a good way to pace it and measure it out. So as availability comes open, I will be going to the Gauntlet Runner VIPs.
The video is in our description. If you want to go into his description to find all this stuff, go for it, please. Absolutely. Go and support the video. In that sense, and support being in that community and everything. If any of this stuff sounds like interesting, these last 2 points are not necessarily like D&D's problem. So
Discord and to
I'm half like not okay with the video in the sense of like what he's presenting, but like it's not egregious to the point of like being angering. It's just weird.
Put out calls for new players to join in, new GMs to apply. There's kind of a tryout that you do to become a GM.
Sure.
So you could actually be playing in Gauntlet runs. They're not literally the ones in the book, but they're in that same style, in that world, in that same Great Games event. You could start playing in that very soon here. Like, I'll be putting out the call here in just a couple days.
Okay.
And then there'll be another call sometime after that, and we'll just kind of keep going, ongoing as long as we can keep bringing in the right ratio of GMs and players. We can just keep scaling up. And as long as we don't explode Discord. There are a number of other problems that I've identified with D&D, and I've been thinking a lot about solutions to them and testing out the solutions. And
yeah, this last point is just self-advertising disguised as a problem. Well, so here's the thing. Again, the problem more so, again, is not with D&D. It's just with the fact that some people just don't have the... They can't find people to play with, which I understand and I empathize with. But there's so many things out there to try to like allow this to not be such a problem that I can't really do much else but say, sure, like I can do my part to like run games when I can and to facilitate the ability to run games and have games go. Like with the Discord and everything. But past that, I can't do much. I can't force people to do things, right? I'm not going to. I'm just telling you that you can, I'm not your dad. I can't force you to do anything. No one can. So, except for your dad and your mom, I guess, but like, no, even then, sometimes they can't. I'm sorry, it's just true. I'm not your dad. I cannot force you to do things, but I can absolutely suggest and give you the tools to succeed, like any like any good parent could. But I'm not your dad, okay? Dad? Papa? No, I'm not your dad. But like, utilize our Discord if you want to, okay? I swear to God, if you're out there and you're in our Discord and you haven't yet, and you're thinking about it, just make a thing. Just say, hey, I want to run something. Who wants to join? Done. Did it. Good. Okay? I get it. You don't know any of these people. I don't know any of you people except for a few of you. Okay? But like, you can do it. Okay? I believe in you. I'm not your dad, but I believe in you. Okay? Anyway.
Baking them into the content of Gauntlet Runner and also the community campaign. But those 4 are big ones. I mean, like glaring big ones. And instead of just kind of bemoaning them, I've actually found it a really cool challenge to find solutions to them. It excites me, and seeing those solutions get put into action.
Do you really know them, Alejo? I cursorily know you, okay? No, I don't know many of you very well, okay? But I know some of you to a degree, okay? Never said that I really know them. I just know you. That's a little bit, you know.
Get put into play is just the coolest thing, because it turns something that was a negative into a positive. I hope that excites.
Saying you're not our dad is what Dad would say. Hey, don't you dare turn this on me, sir. All right? I told you, I'm not your dad.
You all as well, and gives you guys some great ideas, some things to hopefully implement in your own campaigns. There's going to be a bunch of really cool videos rolling out on my channel here in the next few weeks. So be on the lookout for that. I can't say any more, but I'm super stoked to show you guys a bunch of things that have been brewing.
Cool.
So again, links below.
I'm sure
we can go check out things,
thing
kind
is
of a
good.
preview, get access to the bonus stuff for being early. And I look forward to seeing you in another video very, very soon. May your adventures be many, my friends.
Thanks. Alright, the rest of this is probably just like the Gauntlet Runner thing. Yeah, it is. Okay. Cool. Here's the thing, right? It's true, Alejo would never go out for milk and not return. Alejo hates milk. No, I like milk. I like milk a lot. True story, I was lactose intolerant for like a little bit of my life. And then after that bit went over, and I tried milk again, I didn't know it would be okay. But I tried milk again and I was fine. So I like milk, okay? But I wouldn't go out to the store and come back because I need cigarettes, okay? Because I don't like cigarettes because they smell bad and they're bad for you, okay? I'm not your dad, but don't do cigarettes, okay? Don't do them. Anyway, the shirtless barbarian with the axe is definitely a Gauntlet character, though. Yes, the barbarian, yeah, for sure. So here's the thing, okay? That video it's got its stuff. I assume his lactose intolerant. I will not stand for intolerance. Fair enough. I'm not anymore. I got over it. We're good. Oh, God, he's going out for milk. I'm not your dad. Anyway, okay. So I'm sure that new thing that he has made, the Gauntlet style fucking thing, is fine. I'm sure it's good. If any of you are watchers of Esper the Bard and watch any of his upcoming stuff and learn more about it, I'm sure that it's going to be a good thing. Fully support him in creating his own campaigns and everything that people can buy and everything. Go for it. Go support his Kickstarter if you want to. Links in the description to go to his video to go and then support his Kickstarter in his description, I assume. I don't know if it's over yet or not. I actually don't remember when this video is from. I think it was like a month or so. But regardless, cool. I don't think that those last two were problems. Okay? The whole
solution
like
that me
oh my god. The whole like D&D you not having a group thing, that's not a problem for D&D specifically. And not knowing how to play, that's not a problem for D&D or any other game specifically necessarily, because let me tell you, you can read the stuff and know how it works. I understand there's a difference between knowledge that you learn from reading and actual experience in playing. That is true. That is a difference, but it's not monumental. So, like, if you read how the things work, you'll know how the things work to a degree. And then when you actually do it in the game, then guess what? You get to put that knowledge into actual use, and you'll learn it even quicker. You'll have that experience, right? Because you already know how it works. So please read your actual, like, core rules, or at least how your character works. That will teach you, at least to a degree. And the other one being like the corporatized fucking style of games now that are being created by the corporation known as Wizards of the Coast, aka actually sorry Hasbro. Yeah, they're gonna be milk toast. They're gonna be for everyone because they want that, because that's their biggest market is everyone. If it's made for everyone, anyone can buy it. That's just how it works. So go outside of the official stuff. Easily. Sorry, you can do it easily, but it's not as easy to create your own stuff. I'll give you that. But you just gotta have that aptitude and actually do it. Okay? Anyway, that's the videos for tonight. Now you know why 6 + 4 = D&D, huh? Milk toast, but Alejo likes milk. I don't like milk on my toast. Thank you very much, sir. Okay. So that's all the videos for tonight. I'm going to read our singular comment. Thank you to Timothy for our singular comment. Hang on. There it is. Woohoo. Okay. So Timothy says, hello, bros. Hello. Still working on lore, so yeah, the video RNG was not on our side with this one. That's fine. I still had a great time as always. Have a nice day. And that was for last week's episode, which, yes, didn't have great video RNG, but, you know, we still had some stuff to talk about, and I still had a good time. I got angry at those videos pretty quickly, so that was fun. Oh, the thing is not correctly in the way of things now. That's weird. There we go. Okay. 6 + 4 = 21? That's right. What about condensed milk on your toast? Also not a fan. Thank you. Have a good night, everyone. See you, Full Metal Dragon. Thank you for coming by and hanging out. Anyway, that's that. I'm going to go into the shoutouts and the shilling, so if you wish to, you can leave at this point. That's absolutely fine. Fair and expected, usually. But for those of you who stick around to know a little bit more, hey! Wow, we have a website. It's in the description. I just talked about it this morning. This, the beginning of the stream, not morning. Anyway, TableTalk D&D.us. I might actually change the domain name because it's really more TableTalk Crew. So maybe I'll just keep this one and then buy a new one. I don't know. We'll see. Regardless, a lot of information here. A lot of stuff that you can see. Oh, what the fuck? What happened here? Okay, that's weird. Anyway, you can see all the stuff, the live counter, and all of this kind of stuff, as well as the audio podcast here, if you wish to. Also, hey, I started putting video podcast stuff on Spotify. If you're on Spotify and you're watching the videos through there, hey, let me know how that's going, and let me know if that's working. That's pretty cool. Otherwise, hope you enjoy the audio stuff, because you can still do audio only with those, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, all the other sites should be getting audio only as well. In fact, this is proof of it, because you can see the audio only is right here for fixing new combat and all that kind of stuff. Okay, but if you go over to the Support Us Further page, hey, you can find other decent show. Damn. Definite improvement. Damn. Okay. All right. Jeez. Anyway, so if you go over here, you can see all the ways that you can support us. Patreon, Ko-fi. We have Patreon, and we have a Ko-fi. Excuse me. That's how you're supposed to pronounce it. You can join for as little as $1 a month on either of them to become a table flipper, get access to the actual play episodes early, and other things when we make them and such. Apparently you can stream directly to Patreon now. Maybe I'll take advantage of that. I don't know. I might actually start doing that when I need like a breather and run my webcam outside and like make a fire and just sit by the fire and just talk to you guys, maybe. It's an idea I've had. Anyway, might do that. Regardless, thank you to our table flippers, that being Draco Kraken, Rick aka Unirico, and Steely up at the tier 4. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you. We appreciate you immensely. Immensely. I can't speak. Thank you also goes to Crimson Rose at tier 2. Thank you very much. And a thank you goes out to our tier 1 contributor. We appreciate you all. Please, if you wish to, and you have the ability to, of course, don't think it's an obligation. Think of your own financial situation first. But it's as little as $1 a month to get access to the Discord, having the table flipper status, and the early stuff when we do it. So thank you. Going back over to the website, we also have our 4th wall shop that is here, that you can get the dice, the coasters, the mugs, in fact, and the mouse pad. And I'm waiting for the email, but the keychains are almost here. I'm waiting for the email to say, hey, we've got them in and everything. You can start having them be ordered, because it takes a while for them to make them and then ship them, right? So the keychains are nearly here. I'm very excited, but I'm waiting for emails for them to, like, tell me that we can do it. So, you know, do that. So make a second account to give you money. Got it. No. You don't have to do that. If you want me to make a higher tier, I can make a higher tier. Now, that would be stupid. That'd be ridiculous. I'm not gonna do that. Thank you for your support. Anyway, buy the stuff. Buy stuff, then, if you want to support us more. You don't have to, obviously. It's not an obligation. But the dice and everything, I will send you these dice personally. The rest of them are sent through the actual site. Anyway. Continuing on. You can donate to us directly if you wish to through PayPal. There's also, like, you can do it through the stream. Like, there's an actual, like, link down there that you can go and click and donate during the stream. I never talk about it, but it is a thing you can do. And it does pop up, I think, onto the actual stream. So, like, you could jump scare me with some, like, dice rolling that I don't know where they're coming from for a second. But you don't have to. Don't donate unless you can and you want to, okay? That's first and foremost, please. Anyway, we are affiliated with Humble Bundle, so if you go through the link in the description with Humble Bundle and get anything through that, we get a little bit of kickback, I believe. And right now, this is going to change. This Humble Choice is going to change soon. In fact, tomorrow, probably. / today? What is today? Actually, Monday, technically. Anyway. Right now, we've got... Ooh! Ace Attorney and Mega Man. Ooh, Ghost Trick! Oh, I shouldn't have looked at this. Oh, this is a great bundle. Holy fuck. Hey, if you don't own any of Ace Attorney, I highly and absolutely recommend Ace Attorney. I've not played the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles myself, but I hear very good things. I love Ghost Trick. Ghost Trick was a great game. I played it on the DS. Mega Man is fun. Mega Man Battle Networks are fun. I'm more into Mega Man Battle Network than I am the regular Mega Man, but this is Mega Man Legacy and Mega Man X Legacy collections, so I would recommend them, but definitely Ace Attorney as well. Fuck, yeah, man. Oh, there's a coupon for fucking Ace Attorney Investigations and fucking... Oh! This is great. Sorry. I'm a big Ace Attorney fan. So, fucking, yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, my God. Anyway, that's not TTRPG stuff. There is, Dungeon Masters Guild top content from the D&D community. Yo, there you go. You tired of regular old D&D? Well, go to get these community items. Hey, that's sick. There you go. Bunch of this stuff. Hey, we got good bundles this time around. Like, really good bundles that are going on. Obviously, Humble Bundle has really good bundles most of the time, but I'm just talking about, like, things that align with interests. Tabletop RPGs, world building, and folklore, and the Witcher tabletop RPG. We got a shit ton of cool stuff, man. TTRPG related stuff. Yo, Book of Celtic Myths. Yo, Dictionary of Made Up Languages. Oh my god, this looks great. Dragons, mermaids, wizards, vampires, unicorns, lore stuff, Greek mythology. Women of myth, fairies, Viking myths. Yo, okay. I need money to like buy these, and I'm gonna get paid soon. So don't give me money just to buy these, okay? I'm not. This was not a request for you to give me money, okay? I make that incredibly clear because I said that out loud. I did not mean for you to give me money for this, okay? You don't need to do that. But Witcher stuff as well. This is made by Talsorian, so this actually is probably pretty good as well. Yeah, but buy my money, exactly. But anyway, Humble Bundle. No, you don't have to. No, stop. I can buy these on my own. I'll be okay. Right now, I don't worry about it. It's fine. Sorry, that's the most excited I've been for a Humble Bundle like page for a while. So go on Humble Bundle. It's a great site. I love this site. Anyway, we're also affiliated through DriveThruRPG. If you use any of the links here within 15 days of purchasing something through any of these parts of the site, you will give us a kickback. Right now, we'll go and check out DriveThruRPG because it has Daggerheart, it has the Imperium Maledictum, it has fucking Stormlight Handbook. I don't know what this is. That's neat. I don't know, but like, you know, Marvel Multiverse, if you want to play the Marvel RPG, like, I think this is like the old one actually, which is cool. You got all this like user created content here. If you're looking for stuff that's outside of the official stuff, DriveThruRPG and all of the cards and comics and fiction things here, this is all outside usually, except for obviously the things that are by like quote unquote official people. So like go and buy that stuff through that and use our link maybe if you want to. Obviously, you know, think about your money better than I have. I bought a pizza today, so I'm out of money. Don't be like me, kids. Anyway, that's it. Otherwise, subscribe and fucking like the videos and all that kind of stuff. The free stuff that I will absolutely tell you that you should do, obviously. Giving Alejo $18 would be a great way to troll him. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's you're fine. You don't have to do that. That's okay. Anyway, big thank you to you all for joining me for the evening. Appreciate you all immensely. Hope you continue to enjoy and hope you're here for next week for the next episode. We'll see what we cover then. But for right now, I'm gonna get out of here before somebody fucking does something that makes me go, hey, why'd you do that? Stop. And I'm gonna get going on rendering this out so that I can get it all set so I can just edit tomorrow because I have to. So thank you very much. Editing stream tomorrow for those of you who come into the editing streams. And I will see you next week for all of you who are coming by for that. Bye-bye, everybody. Goodbye. Get out of here. Bye.